everyone, Lucas Aurelius here from Aussie Gamers Express, and today I am bringing you a review of a gaming PC. Now this one has had a fair bit of conjecture around its name and how to say it properly. It's even confused John McClane on occasion.
Okay, Jesus, I'm sorry you got involved. Why you keep calling me Jesus? I look Puerto Rican to you.
Now to get some form of clarification on how to say this name, we've got this very enthusiastic, intelligent man who will explain it now.
The world's most versatile PC, the ASUS Transformer 3 Pro!
So there it is pronounced ASUS, and now we're going to go take a look at the first part of this review, which is an unboxing, then it'll be followed by a review, and we'll finish up the review there of the ASUS GL552VW, and that is not the vehicle. So, over to the unboxing. Okay, so I've got the ASUS GL552 ready to unbox here, and let's get it going. So first thing on top is the computer itself, so we'll leave this to last because this is the reason why we're here. So we'll just put that to the side and let's have a look at what's in the box. Okay, in box on the left here we've got a rather short power cable. So that would very likely go into a power adapter and then into the wall. Put that there. And behind box number 2, in here we've got a cable tie, which is, okay, it's for cables of course. So if you want to put this stuff away, tidy it up like that. With the other ones, I can imagine you would wrap it up in this. It's like a Velcro cable tie. Okay, we've got a user guide for a notebook PC. We've got, what's the, oh, that's like a microfiber cloth to probably wipe it down or wipe the screen. And we've got a warranty card in search of the incredible. Okay, that's it for door number 2, box number 2. Box number 3, inside here, nothing else in there. We've got the power adapter here. So that's it's a reasonable size there, I guess. That's not huge, but it's pretty standard. And you've got a bit more length on that cable there, which will plug into the actual computer. So you've got this one that we took out first, which will plug into that. And let's see how easily that goes in there and make sure it's nice and firm. Yeah, that's good. That won't accidentally pull out. So it looks nice. It's got the ASUS logo on it, and looks like it will do the trick. So that's pretty much it. Now, let's get this computer over here. First of all, we'll move the box out of the way. Okay, and we'll bring the computer here. All right, let's get it out of this protective sock looking like thing. Alright, there we have the computer. I'll turn it around and that's it there. ASUS. Now what's that? Now that's like a plastic cover there, but it gives the impression of a nice brushed alloy on there. That looks pretty cool with the Republic of Gaming logo on it and the ASUS logo, and a decent sort of texture to that. Looks kind of cool. Let's see if we can get that to be visible on the camera. Yeah, you get the picture. We'll show some high-res pictures at the same time. Alright, let's open it up. Alright, so there we go. There's the unit there opened up. Looks like a computer, strangely enough. The keys are printed with red. You've got W, A, S and D with the red outlines, I guess, sticking out because that's a typical gamer's position. Except for me, I'm over here like this with my mouse, where most people will be right-handed and we're doing these ones or with a gaming mouse this side of the computer. But yeah, so that's the inside of the computer there. There's the keyboard. Got the logo. It's a smooth touch rather than matte, which yeah, as you can see, I've already put quite a fair bit of fingerprints on there. Let's close it up and have a look at what we got on the side. So we've got on the right hand side, we've got headphone out and a microphone in. We've also got one USB port. Doesn't say if it's USB 3 or not, but we'll cover what they are in the review portion of this video. And we've got a Blu-ray drive here. So that's on that side. Let's swing it around. Let's have a look here. We've got the power plug in there, and this one we've got some weird looking plug there. I don't actually know what that is. We're gonna have to do some research on that. Kind of has like a USB logo on it, but it's not the normal USB plug. Next to that we've got a HDMI out. Then we've got, what is that, a network Ethernet adapter there. Oh, and it's got a little part here that looks like it's going to grab your cable, and two more USB ports. Now USB 3 to my knowledge has usually got a blue part inside, which these ones don't have, so these might be USB 2, but we'll do a little bit of research on that. Like I said, on the back there's nothing really there, just the hinges. Underneath we've got some unique sort of printing on there. See if the camera can pick it up. That's cool, kind of like our circuitry. And we've got some switches here to remove the battery, which looks like that is a removable battery. And some air ports underneath. Oh, and I forgot to mention we've got pretty cool looking red plastic design in there where it's the air vent. So it looks kind of neat. But yeah, so that is what we get in the box for the ASUS GL552. But I'm going to give this baby a go, and I'm going to put it through its paces, try some gaming on it, try some streaming from it, all the things that gamers are going to want to do. And we'll check it out in the next portion of this video where we do a review. Thank you very much. See ya. Alright, so now we're up to the review portion of this video where we're going to talk about the specifications and the overall performance and use of the ASUS Republic of Gamers GL552VW. Now, first of all, we'll go through the look of it. So let's have a closer look. Now, on the front here, we've got a plastic brushed alloy kind of look on there and a pretty cool texture like we saw earlier in the video. So it feels nice on the hands, and it's a good grip if you're carrying it around. Now I'll turn it around and open her up. So there we go, nice clear screen there. The keyboard is pretty cool because it's you might not be able to see it too well with the lighting in here, but the keyboard is backlit. I'll pop up a photo on the screen of it in the dark, and backlit with a nice red glow there so you can see it in the dark. It's pretty cool. Now it's one thing that might not be so cool is you'll probably see there's fingerprints on here because it's kind of like a semi-gloss rather than just a flat matte. So you're going to get greasy finger marks on there, which is probably not so cool, but it's not going to ruin your gaming experience, but just might not look so cool. Alright, so let's flip the computer over and we'll have a look underneath. Alright, so we've got yeah, your rubberized feet there, some air vents. There's a cool design on the plastic there, as you can see. Which kind of looks like circuitry, but that's really never really going to be seen, I guess. And underneath you've got the battery, which is removable, so you can get a couple of those if you are going to be running on battery power. Flip it back over and we'll get into the specifications. Alright, so first up, it's an Intel Core i7-6700 HQ 2.6 GHz processor. And that's a pretty good processor for most of your modern games. Runs operating system of Windows 10, which runs really smooth with the specifications that are on this computer. Works really well and is compatible with pretty much all games that are available today. So it's a good system to use. The RAM, or the memory, is 8 GB of DDR4 memory, which pretty much suits the recommended specs, not just the minimum specs of pretty much all games. I'll pop up on screen. There is the GTA 5 recommended and minimum specs there. This computer, for your information, meets the recommended specs, which is pretty good. Now the screen is a 15.6 inch LED screen, 1080p, which is nice and crisp. It does the job. Looks pretty good when you're playing games, and it may not translate too well on the camera, but it is visible from a pretty good angle from the side to side, depending. You may have to be looking at it from a weird angle depending on your position, considering this is a mobile unit. Next up, the NVIDIA GeForce 960M is what you get inside of this for a graphics card, a GPU. So that once again is a very capable addition to this computer. It's going to meet the minimum specs or recommended specs of most games available today. And I did a little bit of a test playing Rise Son of Rome, and I'll show you that video now on how it performed.
Display this in the highest place you can find. When the barbarians see it, they'll run. The battle to the hours.
Alright, so there you go. That's what the performance of a fairly high-end game is like on this computer. Moving on, storage-wise, you got 1 terabyte hard drive inside, 5400 RPM for those that are interested. Also has, let me turn it to the side, on the right-hand side of the unit, there is a DVD Blu-ray drive there, so it has an optical drive, which pops out the side, so it's one of those slim models there. And moving on, it has a HD web camera, which is a fairly staple addition to computers these days, laptop computers. One negative is just a, it's flush into the monitor there, so you can't adjust it at all. If you do wish to adjust it, you're going to have to adjust the angle of your monitor or turn it left and right depending on where you want it to point. So that's one thing some computers have over that, but this is a gaming PC, this isn't a conferencing PC, so big deal. Alright, next up we'll talk about the Wi-Fi, and it also has Bluetooth, which is Bluetooth for dual band. But me personally, I don't use Bluetooth very much anymore, so I'm not terribly fussed about that, but it does have it. The big thing here is the 802.11 Wi-Fi, which is a standard, so don't think about that too much. It's going to connect to your Wi-Fi. Now, I have a 100 megabit connection at my home, and when I'm wired in my desktop PC, I get about 95 megabits a second download and about 35 to 38 upload. And I did a test, and this test that you're about to see is 100% Wi-Fi only, so it's good strong Wi-Fi. Check that out. Okay, if we turn back to the right side of the computer, we'll have a look at some of the inputs here. We've got a mic in jack and a headphone out jack. That's for plugging in your gaming headsets. So that's fairly standardized across PCs as well. So that's pretty neat. And if we switch across to the other side, on this side we have the RJ45 LAN adapter, which is this one here, with a little clip on it to keep your cables from falling out. And we also have one HDMI output as well. That's good for plugging into monitors or into a TV if you want to use it that way. Also, we've got 2 USB 3, and on the opposite side of the computer, I'll just quickly swing it around. there's the one USB 2. Now that is a pure assumption as to which one is which. There is 2 USB 3s and 1 USB 2. However, USB 3 would normally have a blue insert like the one you can see on the screen. However, this one, all of the USB plugs there are all black, so there's no real way of telling which one is which. Now also, this one over here is a USB 3.1 Type-C Gen 1. And that one is kind of like your lightning port on an iPhone or something like that. It's a reversible, so you can put it in any way, as opposed to the old USB type where it has to be in a particular way. So it's reversible, and it is also twice the speed of USB 3. So it's a faster new technology. There aren't too many items that I'm aware of that are available for that plug. I don't have anything available that plugs into that, but it's good future-proof stuff having something like that built into the computer. Now, it weighs 2.6 kilograms, which from my experience with just any old regular general use laptop, it's pretty much the same. So it is not a tank by any measure. It's just a regular size laptop, which is pretty cool for what I would suggest is a mid-range gaming laptop. So it isn't a world beater, but it's definitely not a general use computer. It's fairly capable. Alright, so now let's talk about the performance and how things went with me testing this out with different things. First of all, I tried out some streaming programs because that's a pretty popular thing that most people might want to do these days. Being fitted with the NVIDIA GeForce graphics card, it comes standard with what's called Shadow Play. And Shadow Play is a program that will help you either record your screen, so record gameplay maybe for YouTube videos, or you can also stream directly to Twitch using it as well. So it does that immaculately. Now I've also tested it out with XSplit Broadcaster, which is another very popular streaming program, and it does that well, so you can get your HD gaming across to the internet. So I decided to test it out and see what it was like when it does run on battery power. Unfortunately, I was unable to stop the computer from automatically dropping the settings in order to save as much power as possible, which of course meant the performance was severely hampered, and instead of getting around 30 or 40 frames a second, I only managed to get around 10 to 14 frames a second, which in my opinion is very unplayable. So as you could see from the video there, it does not pay to play this computer, will play games on this computer with battery power alone. But in saying that as well, that is not something that I would recommend even of a high performance computer. It's just not built, nothing in the gaming world is built to run on batteries and do it well. So essentially the idea of a gaming laptop is to make it easy for you to take it to a friend's house or to a competition or something like that. It's not really so you can play your Call of Duties or your Rise, Son of Rome or anything like that on a bus or a train, because it just won't run real good because, yeah, battery power, if it ran probably at full spec on the batteries, I would hazard a guess that you're probably only going to get about half an hour worth of gaming, which is pretty pointless anyway. You may as well not bother. So if you are going to use this thing on battery power, the only decent applications are going to be word processors and the internet and all that sort of stuff. But the upside to that is the battery is going to keep it in standby mode for when you're moving around and you don't have to actually turn it off. So that has been my experience with the ASUS Republic of Gamers GL552VW. I would definitely recommend this as a mid-range gaming PC. When you consider the price, which I'm not going to mention because it may change and fluctuate, so check it out on the ASUS website. I'll put the details down below. And yeah, I would definitely entertain this as a secondary rig to take to friends' places or take away with me, ensuring that I did have somewhere to plug it in. So hotel rooms, friends' places, expos, things like that. It'll be definitely great for that. It is a very capable rig, and I would actually love to have this myself. So thank you very much everyone for checking out this video. I am Lucas Aurelius for Aussie Gamers Express. We'll see you next time.